David Baye here from MuscularDevelopment.com. I am here with Toney Freeman. We're in Canada for the 2014 GNC Toronto Super Show. Toney, one of the best IFBB veterans at 47 years old.
Yes,
47, and the guy doesn't look a day over like 35. Coming into Toronto, I talked to George Farah a little bit ago. Was this a show that you had really planned all year round, or is it something kind of last minute?
After Brazil, I decided to do it. I come here every year. I've been wanting to do it, but by the time I get to this show, I'm always tired because I usually do Australia, Arnold, and all that. But I didn't go to Australia this year, so did pretty good in Brazil, physique-wise, and said, I'm just going to stay on the program and bring it to Toronto.
Now, as far as, I know a lot of people talk about your age, but it is, in bodybuilding, one of the things that seems to slow guys down is as you get older, little injuries here and there start to catch up, your physique starts to age, and you just can't compete the way that they used to.
Right.
Now, at your age, you're as competitive, arguably, as you have been over the last 10 years, and I don't know if the question's been asked. This is the first time I've had the pleasure of interviewing Toney. Is it just a matter of, you're not training super heavy where you're putting yourself at that risk of injury, or is your training style just not what some of the other guys are doing, that you see these injuries that really start showing up as they get older? I hate to use the phrase,
no.
Tell me your secret, but what is it that you're doing
really
different?
A secret is just a philosophy. I'm a late bloomer, number one. So I kind of have been watching from the background. Like my whole career, I started bodybuilding. Lifting at 21, I started bodybuilding at 23. All the greats back then, I kind of watched their careers and paid attention to what the reasons why they left the sport. And then when those things started happening to me, or I felt like they were happening to me, then I figured out ways to circumvent it. The main thing about the reason why I'm still going is because I'm still hungry in my mind and in my heart, and the body is just, it's a tool, and it's our temple. So if you figure out if you can be blessed enough to figure out what's not right, and you can correct it, then you can keep moving. But I don't train super heavy. I use a good amount of weight, but
Right. It's
only weight I can control. I walk up to the dumbbell rack and grab a dumbbell for a certain exercise, and I can feel in my hands if it feels too heavy for what I'm trying to accomplish. Because all I'm trying to do is train the muscle. I'm not really trying to lift the weight itself, you know what I'm saying? So, I think a lot of people, when they see what we do from a distance, they don't really understand what's going on. And that's the difference between a world-class bodybuilder and a big dude in the gym, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I tell people all the time, I bodybuild on the cellular level, you know what I'm saying? I make sure my cells are functioning properly, pulling in nutrients, putting out toxins. So if I get that straight, then everything else kind of falls in order.
Now, we've seen you in the Olympia lineup for a number of years. This year, the shows that we've seen so far, the lineups have been absolutely incredible. I mean, there hasn't been a weak show,
Right.
And with only a handful of shows left before the Olympia, it doesn't look to be a weak show, and there's a lot of big-name guys who haven't qualified yet.
Right.
Do you have plans? I mean, yourself included, you haven't qualified.
Right.
The points race even itself is pretty tough this year.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans? I hate to look too far past a show that's tomorrow, because obviously that's your key focus right now. But as far as your plans for the rest of the year leading into the Olympia, do you have anything in mind?
One show at a time. Okay. I'm already thinking about doing Sacramento, even if I win tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Even when I win tomorrow, rather. I just know that I'm not going to get better unless I'm doing it. I don't have, like, some people can do one show, nail it, and you don't see them to the next year, and I'm not that good. I can't. I'm just not.
Or you are that good that you can continue to do it.
Changes. Like, in other words, what I did last time, it doesn't have that same kick. So I'm always trying to find the next level and the next level and the next level. So my plans probably will do Sacramento, even if I don't have to.
That's August 2nd.
Yep. Which will put me 6 weeks out from the O. So basically I have to stay in shape now, and that's another thing. Being my age, I can't get out of shape and then try to get back in shape and get out of shape. My body ain't going to appreciate that.
Is there a certain weight that you stay within? I talk this a lot in the interviews, and I ask this a lot, and I hope the guys don't get sick of it on the boards, but I know it's one thing that we talk about with off-season weight. As far as your weight fluctuation, what's the heaviest that you get as far as pounds over where you're competing at?
Well, the heaviest I've ever been is 323. I still had abs. It was pretty crazy. But I really stay within, a few pounds of what I compete at. Normally, if I start my diet at say 285, which I did this past time, not this past diet, but for the Arnold.
Right.
I'm 285 right now. You know what I'm saying? So I really just change body comp. I don't really change. It's not a bunch of pounds, maybe 10, 12. You know, as tall as I am, I can have up to a 15 to 20 pound swing just with water. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it'll be, 20 pounds or less. But like I say, I try to stay within striking distance. I'm always checking my body fat around my body, and if I don't like the way it pinches in my hands, then I
adjustments are made.
Do cardio or something like that. It's just too hard, bro, to get fat and then come back in shape, and then get fat and then come back in shape. Yeah. For me, it is. It's way too hard.
Well, for a lot of people, I think I know.
I'd rather just eat a couple of bad meals and then go back to my diet than just eat crappy food and feel like crap for 6 months and then try to look good for 3 days. Whatever it is.
Right.
So I'm in it for the health reasons. I bodybuild for life, and not just to compete. Competing is like milestones. I made it past this one, or I look back at my trophies, or read through the magazines and see what I did and blah blah blah. But honestly, it's just a milestone. I'm bodybuilding for life.
Well, we hope you can get a milestone, get another pro win under your belt tomorrow.
I haven't had a victory in a minute, and but the fact that I'm improving still at this age, I'm cool with that. To be honest with you, it's like a really cool feeling to set 12 weeks goal and then reach it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Absolutely. Well, in the lineup in the IFBB, and I'm sure as a competitor, it's not something that you have a problem with. But the lineup, there's some really strong up and comers, so it's not like your job's getting any easier.
No, and I'm so happy that there are some guys with some great shapes. It's not just a freak show anymore. And so now, whenever it is, I do retire one day, maybe. But I'll be able to sit in the crowd and enjoy what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. That's what I'm happy for.
All right. Well, guys, we're going to wrap things up. Let Toney get back to what he's doing, get off his feet, and get some rest before an early prejudging. Actually, not an early prejudging, because the men's prejudging is late.
Eat all night and all day tomorrow.
Yeah, something interesting. So for you guys on the boards, we're going to have prejudging for all the divisions except for men's bodybuilding. That's being run right before the finals. So you only got to
keep doing it like
peak
that.
once.
It's definitely easier on the athlete.
Yeah, because you're looking at timing for prejudging
instead of 48 hours like at the Olympia.
Right. So all right. Well, definitely a bonus for you for that. So, but anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here. This is David Baye with the X-Man Toney Freeman from the 2014 Toronto Super Show. Thank you.